In the sport of boxing, there are fighters who conquer their divisions. Then there are those who transcend weight classes, who bend the arc of the sport in their direction, and who make every ring they step into feel like their home turf, no matter the city, country, or continent. Naoya Inoue belongs to that rare class. But across the ocean, rising from the grit of Liverpool, there is another name clawing its way into relevance: Nick Ball. And while on paper these two men may seem to belong to different galaxies, in boxing, paper tears under pressure. And pressure is exactly what Nick Ball brings. Naoya Inoue's name rings like thunder across generations of boxing fans. They call him the Monster, but that barely captures the chilling efficiency with which he dissects opponents. He is a fighter carved out of silence and calculation. There are no wasted movements, no wasted words, and certainly no wasted punches. Since turning professional, Inoue has advanced like a surgeon with a sledgehammer. Measured, precise, but devastating. By the time he entered his sixth professional bout, Inoue had already claimed a world title. That kind of trajectory doesn't happen by chance. It demands an abnormal amount of talent paired with unbreakable discipline. Over the years, he has climbed weight classes, brushing aside champions and veterans as if moving through water. Fighters who once seemed untouchable found themselves unable to solve the puzzle Inoue brought to the ring. He neutralized speed. He diffused power. He saw combinations before they were thrown. And perhaps most frighteningly, he seemed to never lose control, not over his footwork, not over his jab, not over himself. Yet as indomitable as Inoue appears, boxing has a way of testing every fortress. No wall stands forever. And when it comes to tests, few are as relentless as Nick Ball. Ball is not a conventional boxer. He doesn't dance around the ring. He doesn't carry himself like a technician. His style is built less on finesse and more on fury. At just over 5 feet tall, he doesn't boast the long reach or graceful movement that defines most champions. But what he does have is a motor that never shuts off and a mentality forged in fire. He doesn't wait for openings. He creates them. And if you don't give him one, he'll dig his way inside with sheer brute force. Ball's entire identity as a fighter is a walking contradiction to everything Inoue represents. Where Inoue thrives in silence, Ball thrives in chaos. While Inoue finds openings with surgical jabs and feints, Ball barrels forward, daring you to stop him. It's not pretty. It's not polished. But it's brutally effective. What makes this potential matchup so intriguing isn't just the contrast in styles, it's the contrast in ideologies. Inoue is the product of meticulous schooling. He was born into boxing, taught to value precision, taught to let the fight come to him. His mastery lies in economy. How to do the most damage with the fewest punches. Ball, on the other hand, fights like a man who never learned how to back down. His game isn't about being smarter than you, it's about enduring more than you can dish out. Imagine these two worlds colliding. If they ever share the ring, the opening bell won't just signal the start of a fight, it will mark the clash between logic and chaos. Nick Ball would charge out of his corner the way he always does, ignoring the jab, brushing off uppercuts, forcing the action. His mission would be to push Inoue back, to make him uncomfortable, to disrupt the rhythm and drown him in activity. Ball doesn't wait to warm up. He doesn't ease into the fight. He presses from the first second, throwing punches in clusters, aiming to suffocate his opponent with pressure. But pressure has consequences when applied to a man like Inoue. Because for every forward step Ball takes, Inoue is the type of fighter who punishes. He punishes bad footwork. He punishes reckless entries. He punishes fighters who think heart alone can beat strategy. And yet, that's the thing about Nick Ball. He doesn't fight with the belief that he'll outthink you. He fights with the belief that he'll break you. He believes he can take what you give and still walk forward. He dares you to hit him, not because he enjoys pain, but because every punch you land is a punch he absorbs without falling, and every second you realize he's still there, your belief in your own skill begins to erode. For most fighters, facing Inoue is a psychological battle as much as a physical one. You might enter the ring with a plan. You might have trained to circle, jab, and move. But the moment Inoue connects with something sharp, something precise, your strategy collapses into survival mode. It's in those moments that Inoue thrives, picking you apart not with brutality, but with methodical destruction. The more composed you try to be, the faster he disassembles you. But Nick Ball doesn't do composure. He does chaos. And chaos, for all its flaws, can unsettle even the most disciplined opponent. One of the few unknowns about Inoue is how he responds to sustained, unrelenting physical pressure. We've seen him dominate punchers. We've seen him outclass boxers. We've seen him recover from adversity. But we've rarely seen him forced to fight at an uncomfortable pace for more than a handful of rounds. Ball doesn't give you breathers. There are no lulls, no safe corners of the ring. He takes away time. He takes away space. And sometimes, he takes away logic altogether. Inoue would have to meet that kind of pressure not with panic, but with poise. He'd need to assert control early, not just to land clean shots, but to make Ball hesitate. The problem is, Ball doesn't hesitate. He's not wired that way. In his mind, hesitation is death. So he keeps moving, even when it costs him. That's what makes this matchup fascinating. It's not just skill versus heart. It's two forces that rarely encounter each other on equal terms. Fighters like Inoue are used to control. Fighters like Ball are used to chaos. And when control meets chaos, something always breaks. The obvious prediction leans toward Inoue. He's the technician. He's proven. He's never ducked a challenge, never backed away from danger. He finds your rhythm and dismantles it before you realize what's happening. Against a fighter like Ball, who relies more on pressure than timing, it's easy to imagine Inoue exploiting openings, landing counters, and breaking the Liverpool slugger down over time. But boxing history is full of broken expectations. Styles don't just make fights, they rewrite narratives. And fighters like Nick Ball don't read the script. He doesn't care who you are. He doesn't care about your titles, your speed, your legacy. He only cares about pushing forward, about testing your soul in a dogfight, about dragging you into places where technique can't save you. There's a wild card in every fight, and in this case, it's psychological. Inoue is a master of patience. But patience is a choice, and choices can be stolen in the middle of a storm. If Ball starts fast, if he lands something unexpected, if he makes Inoue second guess just once, then the complexion of the fight could change. Because when perfection gets interrupted, even briefly, the fight shifts from a chess match to a war. And wars have no guarantees. No one walks into a ring with Naoya Inoue expecting an easy night. But Nick Ball wouldn't be looking for ease. He'd be looking for fire. He'd be trying to turn the ring into a furnace and drag Inoue through every flame. Inoue, in turn, would be trying to remain cold, to fight like a machine, immune to heat and chaos. That's why this hypothetical matchup carries such gravity. It's not just about punches. It's about identity. It's about what happens when discipline meets defiance. What happens when structure faces raw will? Would Inoue remain the surgeon, dissecting his opponent while keeping every emotion buried beneath layers of focus? Or would Nick Ball find a way to smother the precision, to interrupt the pattern, to demand a fight instead of a performance? Fights like these don't answer questions. They create new ones. And for fans, that's the beauty of it. Not knowing. Not predicting. Just watching two men try to bend the fight to their will. Inoue and Ball may come from different worlds. They may speak different languages, fight in different ways, and represent different philosophies. But inside the ropes, all of that fades. Inside the ropes, it becomes a test of who can impose their truth on the other. For Inoue, truth is perfection. For Paul, truth is pressure. And if those truths ever meet in the ring, we won't just see punches thrown. We'll witness a reckoning, a moment where intellect and rage stare each other down and refuse to blink. And perhaps, in that clash, we'll find the true definition of boxing.